Our planet, like a shield, is surrounded by invisible threads of the magnetic field. This field is a real protection on a planetary scale, provided by God, which reliably protects us from aggressive space and harmful solar radiation. For 130 years, scientists have been measuring the Earth's magnetic field, which showed its weakening by about 5% in 100 years. And this is a huge energy shift. The magnetic field is a colossal supply of energy and is a shield of our planet from aggressive outer space. The fact that in almost 100 years it has decreased by 5% indicates a monstrous loss of energy in a relatively short period of time. It is estimated that in just over 1,000 years, the strength of the field will approach a double reduction, which will lead to a real apocalypse. Solar-charged cosmic particles will mercilessly attack our planet, disrupting electrical networks and satellites. Radiation will lead to mutations and death of all life on the surface of the Earth. Humanity will face a long series of natural, man-made disasters, and defeat from the radioactive contamination of the planet, as detailed in the prophecies of the biblical book Apocalypse. Today we have scientific information about how much time our planet has. We can accurately calculate how old the Earth is, when its time resource will end, and this data corresponds to what the Bible says. All this was made possible thanks to reliable scientific information about the strength of the Earth's magnetic field, which is constantly weakening. These are direct scientific measurements, not fiction. These are historical facts obtained through observation. And it's the best and the most proven scientific information about the temporary resource of our planet. And all other theories and fictions about billions of years must give way to direct evidence. The Earth is 6,000 years old and has one last millennium left. Today, we are entering the peak of maximum catastrophes, wars, and disasters before the second coming of Christ. Then there will be a 1,000-year paradise on our planet under the control of God. Dr. Barnes, professor of physics, being a Christian and a creationist, wrote a monograph on the origin and destiny of the Earth's magnetic field. With this, back in 1973, he threw a metaphorical grenade into the scientific community. Using actual measurements over 100 years, the doctor demonstrated that the Earth could not maintain a magnetic field for billions of years. This means that our planet is young. It is only about 6,000 years old. He also calculated that our planet has the final 7th millennium ahead, on the threshold of which we are standing. Then, according to the Bible, Christ with the saints will rule on Earth. This scientific work became the most important for scientists when launching the first satellites, studying outer space and compiling a map of geomagnetic fields from the Earth's orbit. After all, only having accurate data and calculations about the magnetic field of our planet, we can send spacecraft and astronauts into space. Without this knowledge, solar radiation will simply kill people and melt ships. The Earth also, and the works that are therein, shall be burned up, the Apostle Peter wrote. He knew these details of the end of humanity because he learned from God, who came in the flesh to earth. Peter was a disciple of Jesus Christ, and more than 2,000 years ago, he warned of what today makes the scientific world and the inhabitants of our planet shudder. A strong weakening and disappearance of the magnetic field threatens the Earth's atmosphere with the destruction and death of all life. The decay of the magnetic field at a rate of 5% per 100 years is a serious scientific proof of the youth of the Earth and its divine origin. If we rewind time, increasing the strength of the magnetic field every 100 years by 5%, then simple calculations lead us to the conclusion that 100 years ago, the magnetic field was 5% stronger than today. 200 years ago, it was 10% stronger. 300 years ago, it was 16% stronger. 400 years ago, it was 22% stronger. If we continue to rewind time back, then the magnetic field 1,000 years ago was 1.6 times stronger than it's now. 2,000 years ago, it was about 2.7 times stronger than it's today. 5,000 years ago, almost 12 times stronger than the current one, and 10,000 years ago it would have been 141 times stronger. It would exceed the strength of the magnetic field of sunspots. Thus, extending back more than 6,000 years, we find that the Earth would have a very strong magnetic field. so strong that life on the planet would be in danger of being destroyed. Assuming that the field decayed over millions of years is impossible, and this is science. Life on our planet would be impossible with such a strong magnetic field. It would simply melt the Earth. Therefore, it is scientifically proven that the Earth is only about 6,000 years old. This corresponds to biblical chronology, the genealogy of Jesus Christ, starting from the creation of the first people by God, confirms the same age of our planet. The theory of billions of years of Earth and millions of years of mankind is not science, but science fiction, which reinforces the godless worldview and leads to the wars, genocides, violence, and madness that we see in the modern world. Many scientists today need to understand the truth about the youth of the Earth. All these layers of rocks, fossils, do not speak of a history of many billions of years. Floods, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions that we observe today instantly destroy civilization and leave behind layers of rocks and living beings. This has been detailed by creationist geologists, recognized experts with doctoral degrees who take the Bible seriously. Subscribe to our Telegram channel Saltonenko to follow these world news. It describes how the flood in Noah's time caused catastrophic layering and fossilization in a short time. Today's natural disasters confirm and demonstrate to the scientific world that it is catastrophism that explains the formation of layers better than modern secular models, with ideas of billions of years and slow layering of rocks. Science must be based on observations. Billions of years cannot be observed. Flat layers of rocks, layered one on top of the other like pancakes, indicate that they were formed quickly, like in an earthquake, flood, or volcanic eruption that you watch on the news today.